We're going to talk about which Texas Longhorns have entered the transfer portal, then shift gears to NFL, talk Monday Night Football, and which teams Cam and I think are real Super Bowl contenders at this point, and where the Dallas Cowboys fit in that picture, or at least on the periphery of that picture. But I wanted to start with this. It's, of course, the season officially coming to an end as far as playoff hopes go for Texas. They'll play in the Citrus Bowl on New Year's Eve afternoon against Michigan. But in the last 24 to 48 hours, a couple of key players have announced their intention to enter the transfer portal. Of course, with the new rules, nothing's official until that 2-week window in early January. But among those guys, C.J. Baxter, remember, came in to the 40 acres as the nation's #1 running back recruit. Never quite the same after that knee injury he picked up in fall camp of 2024. Wanted to get your reaction to this, Ken. Did C.J. Baxter entering the portal surprise you at all?
No, not at all. And first off, I've gotten to know CJ a little bit over the years. He's a great kid, great human being, great teammate, and just absolutely gutted for him that he wasn't able to, have the career in Austin that he wanted to. I mean, remember, he tore his ACL and LCL is in sophomore year in fall camp, going in where he was going to be the #1 running back. I mean, I think back to his performance against Washington in the college football playoff. He was, I know he had the fumbles, but he also was a key part in Texas being able to come back in that second half and have a chance to win it at the very end. I mean, his freshman year, this is a great stat coming from Pro Football Focus. He forced 29 missed tackles and 409 of his rushing yards out of 665 total yards came after contact as a freshman. It shows you why he was the #1 running back in the country. It shows you why he was getting the bulk of the carries in that college football playoff game, and why he was the designated #1 running back going into his sophomore year. Of course, has the injuries, doesn't work out for him. And then this past season, I don't know if he was ever truly 100%. I mean, even against Ohio State, going in fall camp, we were hearing from Sark and Kyle Flood that he'll probably be in a snap count. He may not be 100%. He still played in that game. But of course, missed some more time this season with an injury. He missed, I think, 2 or 3 games. And then when he did come back, the Texas running game just didn't exist. Texas did not have a running game until A&M, really, in the second half. And I don't know where that came from. That's just Trey Wisner just being a dog and just kind of figuring something out. Maybe it was the Texas offensive line finally figured out their chemistry, but it just didn't work out for C.J. Baxter here in Austin. And again, I don't think it's any fault of his own. But he's a great kid. He's got a lot of talent. And I think for him, just having a full off season where he can just be healthy and train and get back into the football shape he was in coming into Austin will be huge for him. So I hope he figures out and finds a good landing spot for him. Whether I think he's a Florida kid, so maybe it's Miami, something like that. That wouldn't be a bad place to end up at. I don't know where his top spots are at the moment, but not surprised at all. I think Texas now, probably going to enter this offseason, likely targeting a running back. Obviously Derek Cooper's coming in, the 5-star. He's a ridiculous athlete. He can do a lot, but curious what happens with Trey Wisner. Will he declare for the draft? He might be day 2, day 3 guy. I don't think he's going to grade super well. I don't think he's, super fast enough to get a super high grade in the combine. Does he come back? What does his running back room look like for Texas? Obviously, Jarrett Gibson, baby Rhino in the portal as well. You expect James Simon to return, maybe Christian Clark. Do you go out and target another running back? I think what Texas really missed this year, Jake, was having that Jaden Blue type pass catching running back out of the backfield.
Right.
What does Sark love to call? Screens.
I thought that was going to be Baxter, by the way.
And Texas did not have a well executed screen game this year. Now, that could be the offensive line, but I don't think they had the right running back for that. That's what Jaden Blue was so good at, was out of the backfield, catching the football. Texas kind of missed. Maybe that's Derek Cooper. Maybe it's James Simon. Christian Clark. Christian Clark had a lot of comparisons for that. But I do think Sark will probably target a running back in the portal, especially with now Cedric Baxter and Jarrett Gibson leaving the program. But hats off to them. Well wishes, and I hope they go out and kill it wherever they end up at.